perceived reality is man-made construct, so our vision towards space is also limited by human sensory capabilities. Perihelion critically intersects art, science and technology, connecting possible alternative futures in space. The project incorporates critical use of artificial intelligence, evolutionary computation, biotic evolution and abiotic conditions in outer space, and draws on both biological and extraterrestrial matters. I was attending to supraorganism residency run by VAC Society. The idea was to explore the possibilities how artistical approach could bring in new ideas to space exploration and the utopian ideas of humans in space, what we would become with the other life forms and machines that would evolve.
Antti's proposal was selected mainly due to the fact that approached the question of inhabitation outer space, other organisms that are already fit to be in space, mainly due to the, on one side, with resistance toward these extreme environmental conditions, but also abilities to metabolize, so to survive.
I started to explore the idea through different kind of microbes and machine learning systems. I used GAN to build up visualities, life forms, landscapes, machines.
So you would need a kind of a separate ecosystem, and what we know from ecosystems is that they're not controlled. They are they kind of exist on a weird combination of dependencies. So all actors in ecosystem kind of depend on each other, but they don't control each other.
I bring in idea of evolving machine learning models based on the biological evolution, how you could build up models that could provide imaginaries of the interstellar and stellar objects, visuality of the life growing, like cyanobacteria patterns, metallduransys cupreatus bacteria structures, what kind of visuality we get when we merge with everything else. That might be the thing that happens when you are deep space long times. You evolve with the environment and the existing elements. I build these visualities, and then I have to build life supporting systems like incubators for the microbial life. So I collaborated with the cyanobacteria unit in Helsinki University to get the cyanobacteria, and I built up these incubators that could simulate or show some possibilities how we could actually provide environments in space for life forms to adapt and grow. A residency run by VAC Society was done in collaboration with ESA's European Space Agency's. Great opportunity was to get in there and collaborate with scientists and technical stuff and the other artists who are working on the field, and get to know these kind of different technologies, different kind of visualities that grows from this kind of environment. I collaborated with different laboratories and different researchers and different artists and also different technical providers. For example, with Aalto Laboratories Biophilia, with the biological components, and also with the fellow artists and machine learning and AI seekers like Hannu Töyrylä, who could provide the GAN code and give the input how to modify it, and with Jukka Hautamäki, Finnish artist, who could give advices to how to actually build these things. But in the end you have to build the system by yourself. So I built a machine, computer, Linux-based computer, and then the GAN system over it, and started to run these image sets that I find from the open archives of space agencies and and research units, and what I did with myself with the microscopes.
And in this way, we can also better understand AI technologies, which are very heavily curated. And we have to understand them as a curated reality and not as a, let's say, the full picture. Whatever you do is controlled, whatever you do is curated. So you prefer different type of data. Of course, you can be more playful with it. So have a playful control. I prefer being a bit critical and not too affirmative to any kind of technologies, and really try to understand how they function. So opening the black box of technologies, understanding how it functions. Humans are slowly traveling toward outer space for the last 100 years. I mean, the imagination started like 150 years ago in more concrete way. We don't have a knowledge how to control humans in a contained environment. Then, yeah, we cannot survive out there. And also, if you think of the International Space Station, it appears like a closed system, but it gets all the resources from Earth. So water, food, nutrients. So it's still part of the Earth ecosystem. While if you would like to imagine settlement on Mars, yeah, you cannot get resources from Earth anymore.
The critical input comes always hand in hand with this kind of artistic and technical side. So the whole idea of how humans are so limited, both on the space with the gravity, with the radiation, with the human psychological aspects, and also with this kind of physical aspects, that how we actually evolve already in short distance and short time space flights.
And that's where we are bringing out a new narrative. So not the space technologies where you control things in outer space, but space ecologies, where you don't control things anymore, but you send their capacities that can contribute to each other and support each other. And in this way, Antti's project, sending bacteria to outer space with capacities, with existing capacities to survive on existing materiality, actually supports the narrative and actually advocates for more ecological approach. Again, not only in outer space, but also back to the Earth.